Where to meet people 1. Chapter 1. Where to meet someone 1. Meet somebody introduction. Despite what I'm about to tell you, the only true golden rule of where to meet somebody is anywhere and everywhere. People are everywhere going through the paces of life. The only rule is that you can't stay in the house. You have to feel comfortable going out alone. If you go to a trade show or another event and feel self-conscious, take a notepad and pen or a cell phone with you so that you look like a journalist doing a story. You can meet someone anywhere. Just smile, say hi and start talking about anything. The possibilities are endless. If she's interested, she's got sense enough to smile at you. All interested girls look then smile. Don't play games, just be yourself. Show them that you're available. Don't try too hard or be too cute. If there's chemistry there, it doesn't really matter what you say, just let it happen. If they're interested, they will help you get over the awkward part. Don't come on too strong. Stay cool. Show that you're safe by acting nice. Try to make friends with anyone because they have friends and relatives who might be your type, plus the fact that many people become friends then a few years later see each other again or see each other in a different light because they're comfortable with each other, so the romance starts. The easiest way to meet someone is to figure out the type of person you want, then go work, live and play in that realm. If you want an outdoor type, move to Idaho and get a job with an outdoor adventure tour company. If you want an engineer, get a job for an engineering firm or take engineering classes at school. If you want a rich guy, hang out at upscale golf courses. There are over 90 million singles in the United States, and it's a good bet that many are on the prowl. Many are fed up or not interested in the standard meat market singles bars, so don't feel bad, there are others out there looking for someone like you. Our high-tech world has made us a nation of strangers watching our TVs, driving our cars, cruising the internet for love. Do what you're good at out in public where people can see you. Go places with friends just to get out. Develop a skill and do it some way somehow, whether it be your business or some kind of creative endeavor, even if just to appear to others like a cool person interested in life. If you see someone you like, stay cool, smile lightly, say hi. If they come closer, see where it goes. People are afraid of strangers. You have to look nice, act nice, and be open. Never come on too strong, especially the first time. Be cool and casual. In this country, in order to get past go, looks mean at least 80% for both sexes. Everybody knows if they feel a primal attraction, and everybody knows what male and female beauty is. It's looking healthy and wholesome. You will be attracted to and attracted by someone from the same background as you, who lives like you and sees life the same way you do. Look for a nice person. Everybody's basically the same sexually, a little scared about it, even the people who act vampy. Pick somebody nice over a sex vamp. Anybody can be a sex vamp, nice people are rare, selfish people acting nice are a dime a dozen. If you're feeling good on any particular day, seize the moment and go out and do something around people. Set a mood about yourself. Take the pressure off by not being intent on meeting someone special, rather, just being open in general. If you feel good and smile, gay people will make moves. Gay people in general are more open at making moves than straight folk. If you're feeling down or on the rebound, don't go out. Your best bet is to live your life, do your soulful pursuits in a public place, and you will meet people. Some people have the guts to go for the direct approach. For example, imagine someone walking up to you and saying, "Hey, cutie. Looking good." If you're bold enough to take that approach, you usually have a good chance of getting a date. Don't play the game of going out and acting not interested. Do the exact opposite, act like you want to meet someone. Whatever you do, don't be sarcastic in an attempt to act sweet or cool. As long as you don't say anything rude, you can reasonably talk about anything. And don't be afraid to introduce yourself to others, just a straight, plain introduction. "Hey, I'm Joe, I saw you around here a few times. What are you up to? You gotta get out there and make it happen even if it means taking risks. Don't put yourself down. Think of yourself as a worthy human being with the right to be out there looking for love. If you've got real guts, carry some flowers around in your car or just a single rose or a greeting card on you when you're going to a bar, and if you see someone you like, give it to her and say, "You're very beautiful. Would you like to go out sometime?" Don't be above a quickly scribbled love note to a stranger. There used to be some national club where women had little business cards with something on them to the effect of "I can appreciate a fine-looking man when I see one, phone number," and they would go up to attractive men they saw around and hand them out. It was a big thing in the early 80s, but I guess it died out. When going out in public for socializing, like to a bar or to a party, the best bet is to go in twos. Solo's pretty tough because of all the stigma attached to it, and a group sitting together usually scares off prospective suitors. A buddy or a girlfriend together's fine because you have moral support and you appear approachable to anyone who might be interested. Try to make your buddy be of the same gender, but I've seen brother and sister and platonic boy-girl friends go out together then separate for a while once they get to where they're going. Single girls might feel comfortable with a gay friend. This gives each a chance to go it alone to check it out and gives those in the crowd a chance to approach you unfettered. Some best friends go out together and make it a point to help each other get close to the right person when they spot him or her. For example, if your friend sees someone they like, maybe you can approach them, introduce them, and your friend can do the same for you in turn. Or say you like someone you see, so your friend goes over and tells the guy that you think he's attractive and ask him if he wants to come over and meet you. Don't just go to bars with your friend, go to other places like museums and sporting events, etc. In general, the consensus of dating services and personal ads is that about 5 to 15% lead to marriage. Most people that use them say they have some bad dates and some good ones. If you treat it as an adventure without high expectations, you should come out all right. The most prevalent way that people meet others is through introductions via their friends and families. A place that seems to work is dance clubs or dance parties where people dance to the older style of music, which was more romantic than the music of today. Two girls put an ad in the paper, two fun young ladies available for dinner and good conversation. You pay, we will be good company. An idea is to have little parties that don't have to cost much, like cocktail parties, and ask people to bring single friends along. Keep having them. Any job or volunteer work where you talk to people, help them or give advice is good. Some girls started a free advice table at a shopping mall with a list of about 20 things they could give advice on, and a lot of people went over to see them week after week. There were 3 of them. They did it on Saturday afternoons and met a lot of people that way. They eventually got a gig in the local newspaper and on a local TV show answering people's letters. Instead of driving, try public transportation or walking. One guy wears a name tag everywhere he goes and says he meets people that way. It's all about community. Go places where people go to get a sense of community, like they belong to some mini tribe within society. Here are a few places. There are many more. Charity ball. Beach. Church. Cafe. Dance lessons. Comedy club. Concert. Ethnic events. Company picnics. Convention. Foreign language groups. Singles dances. Festival/fair. Classes. Wedding. Store. Seminars. Professional networking. Religious groups. Shopping mall. Real estate groups. Sporting clubs. Travel/adventure clubs. Trade shows. Volunteer organizations. Workshops. Recurring encounters/go anywhere the focus is on something else. The reason I like college campuses is because everybody there is either a student or a teacher. There's a great chance for informal interaction. People get the chance to build familiarity over time just by seeing each other over and over again. Try gyms. Church. Recurring encounters are situations where you see the same person over and over again, like going to the restaurant to see the waitress or going to school every day. Some examples of recurring encounters are: take a class generally reserved for the opposite sex. This means girls take a baseball umpire's class or a car mechanics class and sit right in amongst the cutest guys. Guys take a cooking class, interior decorating or a sewing class and sit with all the babes. A variation on this theme is to take a job in the other's territory. Girls take a job at the canteen in a baseball field, a sports bar, a rifle shop, in the front part of a building supply store, or as a construction worker. A unisex place that works well for both genders is a record store or a store that sells good clothing at reasonable prices because everybody will go there. Guys, become a hairdresser or a telephone operator or even an elementary school teacher. The other teachers are mostly women and many of the parents are single or divorced. The point is to put yourself into a situation where everyone else is of the other gender. If you are alright, they will be fighting over you after a couple of weeks. You have to put yourself in situations where you will have second, third, fourth, and X number of chances. The best thing I can think about is taking a course somewhere in something interesting. A college or university has the most per capita single and available people anywhere, both young and old. This is where all the naive people go pursuing the American dream, and there are always a handful of divorcees and over 30-year-old singles looking for action. If you're middle-aged and go to college, you will become immediate friends with all other over 30-year-old crowd because you share that common ground. There's something like 5 girls in psychology to every guy. Some fields are screaming girls, some, guys. All it takes is one. Plenty of married girls and guys take courses looking for a new love. There's no other place in North America that you're gonna find an endless supply of babes and dudes other than maybe a strip joint or Vegas. I'm older now, I have other options, but my time at college was like a permanent holiday. If you want to check a lot of people out face to face, that's the place to go. All these people go to college to find themselves and learn about life, and part of it is love and sex. Many of the marrieds and over 30s are bored with life. They're looking for a love affair. There are many working a job then taking a night class, most bored with their spouses and ready to cheat with the right person. An over 35-year-old woman has very few places to go alone, legitimately acting like she's not bored with life, looking for action, and college is a good outlet for a lot of them to check out what's going on. Seduce them a bit. Watch that old movie Educating Rita to start fantasizing a bit, although it was kind of phony, too much emphasis on the illusory degree over the possible affair. If you can get a job as a teacher of adults in any capacity, do it. Arts and crafts are huge with women. Take a needlepoint class at some adult education program, be nice to all the older women there who might invite you to go out with their daughters and grandchildren. Invite them for coffee after class, tell them you're single and available. Don't just go to class. Join the clubs. Go to the socials. You can network from there. So what if you think education's a drag? Take a Mickey Mouse course favored by the opposite gender which requires active participation. A pressure-filled, all-or-nothing encounter at a singles club or reasonable facsimile doesn't work for most people. You need to see people on a semi-regular basis over a period of several months to get to know them. I contend that every man out there dreams of the schoolgirl fantasy from his day way back when it all seemed so simple, so I say go back to school, find the right guy and play the role of the nice schoolgirl. There's something about the nostalgia of earlier school days that reduces most everybody to a romantic pulp. If there are all duds in one particular course, quit and go on to another course and keep going on until you see him, then you know you've got a captive audience, 10 long weeks where you can sit beside him, smile at him, look pretty and let out some of that feminine charm. Consider courses where you have to interact and participate with the other students. Simply by taking a course, a guy indicates that he's got more interest in life than 90% of the generic duds out there hanging out at dive bars and watching TV. One guy told me that the way he gets chicks is through the temporary employment/part-time scene. he simply signs up with a temp agency and over the course of several months, gets different assignments in all kinds of different places. He told me that he usually works with other temps and they're united by feeling alienated from the company they're temping for, so it's easy to get it on socially. Another approach is simply to take part-time jobs, check them out then quit if there are no prospects. One girl got a weekend job at a video rental store and she meets all kinds of guys this way. Just about everybody rents videos. Cashier or hotel clerk are great jobs for meeting people. Volunteering anywhere is another good one. What you need is a setting where you're exposed to someone and have the chance to see them again and again. Only then do you give them the chance to get to know you and ask you out, so I say take a course, join a club, take a cashier's job at a convenience store, or do something where you will get to see the same people over and over again for at least several times. That beats the crap out of the generic, high-pressured singles club scene. Do something where you will meet people and see them on a weekly basis, like a club, a course, a church choir or something like that. You could call your local schools, churches, colleges, and YMCA asking about continuing/adult education/recreation classes. It's phenomenal how many clubs are out there, from flower clubs to bird watching clubs. Volunteer anywhere that the opposite gender is likely to be. Not only will you meet people, but you will also enrich your life there by making you a more interesting person and give the perception to others that you're a happening person because you care enough about life to do things beyond work, a dull job and TV. The easiest way to meet someone is to take a job with constant contact with the public, i.e., a checkout girl at a convenience store, a waitress at a donut shop or anywhere for that matter, a clerk at a front office or hotel anywhere, a hostess, like a tour guide, or a public relations person at a local craft/trade show and the like. Or take a phone answering job. Men love to flirt over the phone. These jobs are easy to find, they're relatively low paying, but they have the advantage that they put you out there in contact with lots of men if that's what you want. If you work a full-time job, you could always try a weekend job as a cashier somewhere. Girl clerks in convenience stores are always getting hit on. Consider being a female clerk in a sporting goods store. You will get hit on. One option to mix business with pleasure is to get a job where you're out there in public meeting people, such as market research or conducting opinion polls. Go to your local employment agency or find the names of the companies engaged in such either at your local library or at the local employment office. With such jobs, you either make phone calls in your local area or go somewhere like door to door or a shopping mall and talk to people if that's your bag. You will meet people if that's what you want. Real estate is a good option, which I discuss in my real estate and home book. When you sell real estate part-time, you don't have to hustle like the full-time agents do, and all your prospects have something on the ball by virtue of being in a position to buy or sell a house. Another idea is to get a part-time job selling something. You can find opportunities for selling things like cosmetics, etc., either in the local paper, in an income opportunity type magazines, or through my self-employment book. In most cities, there are weekend flea markets where vendors go and set up tables. If you're a guy selling jewelry, you will meet girls. All girls need jewelry, even ones without much money. You can sell it to them at flea markets. The neighborhood/network system. At least 50% of all relationships result from meeting someone through someone you know. Be friends with everyone because they have friends and relatives who might be your type, or if you meet someone and make friends, even if you're not initially attracted, people get comfortable with each other and feelings change. The more people you know, the more social events you get invited to, which could always maximize your chances. You could even set up your own social events. A lot of people who meet may be single or attached, then don't see each other for several years, then meet again and maybe they're divorced or in a different vibe, and bingo bango, love happens. So don't burn any bridges even with hitched people. If you're not embarrassed to be single and looking, tell everyone you're single and looking around, then ask them if they might know anyone they could hook you up with for a simple date or a dinner at their place, inviting the both of you. The most obvious place to meet someone is in your own neighborhood. Make it a point to be a good neighbor. Take a walk, talk to the folk who live nearby. They might have friends and relatives who they will introduce you to, or maybe potential lovers themselves. Time and time again, despite all the hype about the internet, most people still marry someone who lives within a few miles of them. It's the most normal thing in the world. People are everywhere. If you see someone you like, just say hi or hello and see where it goes from there. First impressions mean a lot. It shouldn't be that hard to present yourself as a positive, upbeat person. Be clean. Wear neutral clothes that don't look too corny or too trendy. Speak calmly without swearing. Don't smile like a goofball. Be friendly without imposing. Don't say embarrassing things. Don't talk too fast. If you sense the other person wants to leave, cut off the conversation. If he or she likes you, you will get second chances. Talk to everyone. Be friendly with everyone because you never know who their relatives and friends are. Even old ladies have pretty daughters and granddaughters. Married people have brothers, sisters, and friends. When you go to talk someone, don't sneak up on them. Make sure it's a nice day and they seem to be in an easygoing mood. Wave as you approach. Make eye contact. Smile and say, "Hi, what are you up to?" or something like that. If you're new in the area, say, "I'm Joe, I just moved in over there." If they want to socialize, they'll start a conversation. Never talk about controversial, embarrassing things with people you just met. Keep it simple and polite. Don't keep people there any longer than they want to be. You can tell when the conversation is over. Don't be nosy. Don't ask personal questions. People reveal themselves as they get to know you and trust you more. You start slowly. Make small talk a few times, invite him or her over for a drink or do a favor for them, then the friendship builds. The operative term is to be friendly no matter what. You must project a relaxed, easygoing, fun type of personality. Asking for help, and offering a fee, is an easy ruse. A girl can ask a guy to help her but her new blinds up. A guy can ask a girl how to prepare a certain food, wash clothes, clean a carpet, etc. Have small parties or get-togethers for people in the neighborhood. Parties cost money and are hard to organize, but you can pull it off if you really want to. In the summer, parties at the park or in a yard are best. Offer to give a hand whenever required, and if you're a girl, knock on doors asking to borrow a screwdriver or asking for help to move your furniture, etc. Then repay the favor with a home-cooked meal. You could ask a friendly neighbor to feed your cat or water your plants while you go away for the weekend, or offer a neighbor waiting at a bus stop a ride. Do it once or twice, then let them take the initiative. Don't become an unwelcome pest. Maybe have a backyard supper or barbecue and invite your neighbors. Don't underestimate the old-fashioned network system. Tell your friends, relatives, and anyone else you trust that you're available and interested in meeting attractive candidates, so if they know someone, ask them to introduce you. Go on blind dates or simply get involved with things like asking people if you can go out and play tennis with them. Ask your friend if you can go skydiving with him, and so on and so forth. The key is to do what you enjoy doing, whatever it may be, anything from skiing to the local cinema society, and network there to meet possible lovers or new friends who might eventually introduce you to your lover. Church is big. Find one with extracurricular activities. When you enjoy yourself, you send out the message, "Having a great time, wish you were here with me." Use that as your bridge to meeting new people. And don't just try one place, go for several before you find what you like. For instance, say you like literature and reading. Don't just try the reading circle at the nearest library. Check out the bookstores for clubs, check out the local college for clubs, maybe take a literature course, go to the other libraries, and so on. Think back over your life and make a list of old friends and people you went to school with. Do some research to find current addresses and write them letters saying you were feeling nostalgic and wanted to contact old friends. Some will contact you and resume old friendships. This could lead to a relationship, or they could possibly network you into a new relationship. Join a church, volunteer somewhere, or join any local club or group. Get a job at the local coffee shop. Get a job at a college. This is where most single people are concentrated in one place. Go to the local pub. Walk your dog at the park. Work out at a gym. Dating at work. If you date someone at work, tries to follow work rules. It's hard if you break up and still have to work with that person. Sexual harassment is a legal problem. If the boss has consensual sex with his secretary but it goes sour, she can't file a charge of sexual assault, but she can file a charge of sexual harassment and show emails, maybe video surveillance, gifts, etc. Chapter 2. Where to meet someone. 2. Meeting people guide. You can do charity work, volunteer to help people, or work on political campaigns. Join an organized sport. Pick a sport that matches the personality and socio-economic level of the person you want. If you're free-spirited, pick beach volleyball or swimming. If you're a boring, middle-aged dud, pick golf. If you're ritzy, pick polo or sailing. In most sports, there are usually more men than women, and the men are often athletic looking, so if you've got some guts, it's a great way to meet guys. Some people go to wine tastings and wine dinners, which is closely related to gourmet cooking. Check your local newspaper food section and the weekend events guide to find these events and clubs. There are more women than men at these events. If you're a guy who takes a cooking course, you will be outnumbered by the women there. Dancing in general and dance classes are great if you're a guy with the guts to do it, because all chicks love to dance. They are at dance events looking for hunky guys with some jive in their step. Even if you're an L7, you can always go square or country dancing. A lot of dance clubs have events or lessons where singles partner up with others for the session. Signing up for classes at a community college or at any adult education program will put you in contact with some people. Pick classes that you expect opposite sex people to take. Hold small parties where you ask friends to invite their friends. Informal socializing is asking the people at work and your friends in general to go out to eat or go out for a drink after work or anytime. This gets you out there where you could meet somebody. Go to middle-class places as opposed to low-class or high-class. Bars in general and dance bars are usually good before 10 p.m. But after that, there are mostly drunks and desperate guys looking to score. Bars in general attract young people who like to smoke and drink, so you at least have to be in that frame of mind to like it, to think drinking a few beer to catch a buzz and listen to some music is fine. You have to be in that frame of mind, an easygoing, fun frame of mind. People who go to bars looking to score often stick out because they try too hard. You're there looking specifically to strike up a conversation or to meet someone, but if you went with the express intention of having a good time regardless, you would probably have a better time and look more attractive because you would be more relaxed than someone looking to score. Singles bars to me are no different than the dances I remember in grade 10. I would go with 2 to 4 other guys, we'd stand on one side, the girls on the other, and there were nights when you just stood there and very few people did any dancing at all. It's still very self-conscious because everybody sees when you fail. When you walk up to a girl, ask her to dance and she says no, forcing you to walk away alone with everybody looking. But when I was in the military, many of us were immune to self-consciousness. We didn't care. We went out, and if one girl didn't want to dance, so what? We just asked others. Bars can be dangerous places because you don't know who you're meeting there, but that's true of life in general. You have to take a chance. When I worked at a bar, I'd have an excuse to be there, so when the single girls came in, sometimes alone and later on at night, they'd take a seat at the corner of the bar. I'd talk to them in an easygoing manner and I'd get dates that way. There were times when they more aggressive than me. I read somewhere that 50% of all couples met through either mutual friends or introductions by family members, so this is it. Chances are you'll marry someone your friend knows or the daughter of one of your father's friends. It's just the way it works in real life. people don't go beyond their little inner circle much. I met a few girls in college, in nightclubs, on the street, and then later on the casual sex type dating websites. I'm the type of guy that if I saw a girl on the street that I thought was my soulmate, I wouldn't think twice about walking up and talking to her, but other than that, it's the same old thing for everybody. We simply don't meet new people much out in public. Sure, we make superficial small talk for a minute or so, but the number of people I've met on the street, like at the supermarket or at the library, is very low. The only public place that has really worked for me is at the gym, because it becomes a kind of in crowd if you go there every night like I used to, but then again, I'm not looking for dates or a desperado. I just live the best life I can with the inner knowledge that if I come across another soulmate like the last one who I didn't stay with because I was in my starving artist, bohemian phase living in a little dive, I would feel no qualms about approaching her. I don't particularly care about meeting anyone else except if it's for a casual sex encounter, and you can usually tell if someone gives you that "I'm open to fuck you" look. Barring that, I think that the marketplace or the workplace is a very good way to meet people, particularly if you're in a very public job like the waitress at a donut shop. Those girls meet at least 50 guys a day, and it's not like in a bar where you're meeting guys who drink booze. You can meet very high quality guys who come in for a coffee. A guy knows if there's a cute chick working at the counter. If he likes her, it's not that hard to smile and see if she smiles back. All single people have to buy groceries. The last girl I fell in love with was a supermarket clerk. Don't underestimate a part-time job at one of these types of places. I always check out the supermarket clerks because I'm looking for someone like the last love of my life to pop up there. Real life socializing / meeting people in the flesh. In 1992, I saw some chubby girl in a corner of a college computer room having a fun time laughing all by herself as she texted messages to strangers on that primitive version of the internet. Nowadays nothing has changed, even though social media is everywhere. It is still about empty people going into cyberspace to fill up their otherwise empty lives rather than doing something real in the real world. It doesn't matter who is doing it, like our so-called celebrities. They're all losers in some way for tweeting meaningless stuff. Are they that arrogant that they think people care about their stupid little messages? Physical presence is much more real than any internet conversation, but it can still be hard to meet people because we live in a dangerous society where girls are afraid of strange guys because most are smart enough to know that even cute guys can be violent madmen. I go to the park with my dog. It's easy to make small talk with the single girls there walking their dogs. Over time and repeated encounters, they get to trust you. Places where you have one-time encounters are harder to meet people. If you see somebody attractive at a supermarket, you might never see them again. I have created a dating method that could give you an opening without embarrassing yourself, as I state up ahead. Parties and nightclubs can be good, but they can be hard because everybody is on the look, everything is open in front of everybody, plus being alone at a singles event can be lonely unless it's quick and painless like the method I created up ahead. I still think physical look dominates for all ages. A healthy look with a soft, straight face that doesn't look stressed gets you interest. All those flabby people get no interest even if they drive the baddest sports car around. Use internet social and dating websites to meet people in real life in the flesh. Smile and talk. Be helpful. Be cheerful. Have some hobbies and passions. Work out. Talk to anyone to practice talking. Ideas for meeting people. Classes at community colleges, recreation centers, adult education programs, private organizations. Cooking. Photography. Yoga. Creative writing. Dancing. Sports. Soccer, volleyball, tennis, baseball, biking, rafting, rollerblading. Community of people. Meditation. Sierra Club. Biking. Book groups. Volunteer work. Food banks. Shelters. Service clubs. Dating website. Talk on the phone or by video first. Meet briefly in a public place. Do not give out any personal information until you know the person. Expect rejection. Take your time. If you join a club, wait a while before you ask people out on dates. Coffee or lunch work best for a first date. Talk, find a common ground or just say I like you, we should hang out or get together. When you go out, be curious about the other person. Don't just talk about yourself. Ask questions out of mutual interests. Allow for quiet moments. Follow up with phone calls or emails. Go slowly. You do not want to smother anyone. Eerie sexual activity often spells doom in a relationship. That's what the psychobabble. It ruins the anticipation or sanctity. Meet a good person. Meet a good person by going out of your house or apartment and getting involved in life in the public domain. If you really want to meet somebody good in the moral sense, get involved in religious, educational, activist and charitable activities. There is no formula. Chemistry and attraction happen when you are out engaging with other people. Once in a while, you might experience an intense mutual love at first sight experience. Most of the time, it's more casual than that. You talk. You get to know somebody. You work with them. You eat with them. You laugh together. This is how most relationships start. There is no big wham love at first sight experience. Mutual disclosure leads to trust and likability. Think of public professions and businesses. Waiters and cashiers meets hundreds of people every week. People put up little vendor stands at communal flea markets. They meet hundreds of people. A school teacher is in a school with only a few possible candidates. A library worker meets lots of people. The game of love is about showing up, being engaged in life. I go out a lot because of all the physical activities I do. I see all the cars parked everywhere. People sit home. On beautiful days, I see cars parked at home. Don't struggle with depression or desperation. I was reading an article by a dating coach. She said every Monday she gets a flurry of emails from people tired of being alone on the weekends. Just live life and enjoy it regardless of relationship status. Be open to life. Don't act too independent though. You have to make yourself look sociable, happy, and approachable. Make eye contact. Smile. Don't act desperate. Don't go out and look deeply in the eyes of all possible suitors you come across. Be casual. Just give a light smile, a nod, then wait until you see them several times before you initiate small talk. Real people rarely measure up to fantasies. In my opinion, most people under 30 are living in a fantasy world. They think there are super adorable, kind, beautiful people out in the world and their own personal manifest destiny is to meet one of these people, then their lives will be complete and perfect. The real world is what you see wherever you go. I went all over looking for communities of advanced, qualitatively superior people. I concluded that nothing out there impresses me much. Most people think that the coolest people in the world are in Los Angeles. I know that people are the same everywhere. The few stellar individuals in the world are doing their own thing. They could be anywhere. They don't look for trendy places to try to make a scene at. You are looking for a morally decent person with a sense of responsibility. This person has to have some kind of passion and inspiration for their lives. There has to be some kind of strong attraction between the two of you. If you go out with someone and the two of you start off with a flurry of sex and lust but it withers away in about 2 weeks, it's not real love. It was just lust and novelty. Are you a walking contradiction? Why do I get the empty, capitalist, pop culture vibe from loads of people? The fact is that virtually everybody thinks they are warm, nice, kind, good, attractive looking. A good catch. I've seen people on dating shows on TV go to pieces when they were eliminated from the game. They could not understand that they did not have the IT factor. They looked good on a resume. They had some graduate degrees and some profession. They thought they were fashionable, educated, trendy and all that stuff, but these brainwashed people do not realize that enlightened people see past all of society's external accoutrements to look for the soul and essence of a person. Even though the big clothing and cosmetic corporations have you believing it's all about the image and look you put forth, enlightened people still look at a person and feel their soul. Generally, the more trendy you look, the more selfish and colder you are. That's the paradox and the lie. Who do you believe, all the TV commercials you constantly see, or what you feel in your heart and soul? Life is not fair. Everybody thinks they have been through enough crap to last a lifetime, so deal with it by forgetting it and keep moving on. You must never dwell on anything regardless of whether it is good or bad. You must create a great day every day by releasing your natural energy with lust for your life. People will see you and like your energy, then you might meet a winner like yourself. People hold on to hurt and anger from their past. These emotional scars warp them for life. You'll never meet a good person unless you're a good person with something to offer. You cannot be a self-pitying wimp with a victim mentality. Chapter 3. Where to meet someone 3. Be friends first / don't deal in sex at all. A lot of entertainment TV shows and movies about relationships make the guy focus on getting the girl into bed almost immediately after he meets her. This is what he is thinking about and making the moves for. There was some social club for the 200-year-old novel Pride and Prejudice where the members got dressed up in old-style costumes. The girls were talking about the leading man. They said, "He's intellectual, he thinks about things. He's not a raw one-dimensional guy using brute strength to solve problems. He's a courteous gentleman. He is interested in a woman for who she is. He appreciates her." When you meet someone you might be interested in, don't get into trying for sex or romance right away. Be friendly and casual. You can say we should get together to do this or that with no serious all or nothing asking for a date pressure to it. Try to be a friend first. Try to be supportive and helpful rather than trying to get into her pants. At the same time, don't assume that because you are her friend and help her with basic tasks that men are suited for, like moving her furniture, fixing some minor stuff on her car, etc., that she is romantically interested and will go out with you. Have no expectations. At the worst, you make a friend who might have other friends. Girls will develop relationships with guys they are not interested in even though they know the guy is interested in them. They do this to learn about people, life, and how guys operate. If you develop a friendship with a girl, don't assume she secretly wants to get it on with you. Just go along. Some night if you're drinking together then you start walking down the street half drunk, if it's gonna happen, that's the time. If you don't kiss then, it won't happen. Meet people by helping them. People who are out in the world doing something to help people increase their chances of finding a lover greatly. When you meet him or her. When you meet Mr. or Ms. Perfect. Love him. Make him feel good when he's with you. Make yourself useful to him. Befriend his close circle of intimates. Make him feel good about himself. Give him photographs of yourself looking sexy. Be a prize. Be available, but let him know if he doesn't commit, you won't wait forever. Don't crowd him for marriage. Let him know subtly you'd say yes if he asked you to marry him. Take him to places where happy couples and families are. Enrich his life. Be graceful. Don't be jealous when he talks to other girls. Manage your own life, make your own money. Let him do his job and hobbies at will. Feed him and give him sex. Don't compare him to past boyfriends out loud. Do nice things for him. Show him you like him and appreciate what he does for you. Don't move too fast. Don't be possessive. Act interested in his work. Be loyal and trustworthy. What men want in their vision of Ms. Perfect is a girl making her own money, living her own life. A girl with interests beyond love, clothes, and makeup. A girl who can cook. A girl who doesn't talk too much. A trustworthy girl. A girl of backbone, toughness, and character. A loving girl. A polite girl nice to your family. A girl whose face lights up when she sees you. A smiling girl. An energetic girl. A girl comfortable with herself. A girl who supports you spiritually. A healthy girl. From meeting to sex. Strike up a casual conversation. Try to find superficial common ground. If you're at a dance bar, talk about music. If you're at a protest, talk about the asshole politicians. At the end, either say you're going for a coffee, would you like to have a cup with me, or maybe we should get together sometime, then get her phone number if she says yes. When you go out on the first date, don't try to impress. Especially don't buy an inappropriate gift that's too expensive for someone you don't know. Don't go to an expensive restaurant. The woman feels uncomfortable when you spend a lot of money because she thinks you're trying to buy sex. The best you can do is be honest and casual. Show her who you really are, not the image. If you're a casual sex guy, say I'm looking for a good time, no pressure to do anything, just enjoy life in the moment. Emotionally speaking, most women will not open their legs up to a guy until they feel comfortable with him emotionally. You have to be clean and safe, meaning you have basic social skills and can carry on a decent conversation without being a dinky asshole trying to be funny or cool. If she warms up to you, she will get within 18 inches of your face when she talks to you. You'll both face each other and your bodies will get close. Early intimacy or positive attraction is lots of eye contact, smiling, sense of ease between the two of you, no need to talk, just look at each other, possible light touching. Is a kiss right at this point in time? I don't think it's necessary. It's too quick. It's like racing for intimacy. If it's a casual sex date with a girl you met on Alt, Fling, Flirt, etc., then you don't have to kiss. If she likes you, you'll be fucking later. She'll let you know by either smiling or not smiling. The really cool guy goes along with the emotional cues the girl gives you. If you're both feeling it, you just say let's get out of here or let's go to my place, and do some coke for the casual sex date. The amateur makes up some ruse to get her alone at either her place or his place, like I'd like to listen to that CD, see that book, meet your cat or admire your artwork. Once you're alone together and you're both feeling good about each other, you don't have to say much. She smiles at you, you move in, kiss her, play with her, try to arouse her by touching her body, skin, genital area, tits, etc. She'll decide if she wants to stop or go. We routinely hear about girls saying no when they mean yes. My attitude to that: you don't mess around with stuff like this. If she says no to me in the middle of hugging, I wouldn't say much, but I would leave as quickly as I could and not come back. I don't mess with nature. If I'm getting intimate and the girl wants me to stop, forget it. I don't need that crap. Imagine what a relationship would be like. I'm not playing power politics for control. Fondle her hair, head, face, arms, back, thighs, stomach, etc. Clasp your fingers together. Dance if there's music. Massage. Tongue her ears, throat, tits, and stomach. Lightly blow into her ears. Massage her feet. Kiss her toes. Hug, cuddle, tell her she's beautiful. Lovers kiss and look into each other's eyes. Casual sex people go right into genital-focused sex after a bit of foreplay. Lovers typically kiss for a while, might do a French kiss. If she wants you to kiss her, she'll smile and open her mouth/lips a little. As you move in to kiss, she might close her eyes, might not. I prefer to close my eyes. The best kisses to me are lips brushing lips. Lips are sensitive. A kiss does not have to be an act of force and power. From here to naked could be quick or slow, whatever you both decide. You can get right to the genitals or do around the bases foreplay for an hour or more. What do you want? Intimacy. Orgasm for you. Orgasm for her. Orgasm for both of you. Good time, not worried about orgasm. Traditionally, first base is kissing and fondling. Second base is sucking her breasts. Third base is fondling or orally sucking her clit/vagina. Home run is intercourse. Some women are repressed because they've been brought up to think sex is bad and don't give it up, but many younger girls are starting to see that sex is no big deal. It's just a release of happy energy. In order to avoid a distraction, put the condom on while you're licking her clit. It's all about love or fun. Don't push for sex like a used car salesman. If the girl is cool, she'll be happy with casual sex. If it's love, then you don't care to push for sex. You just love to be with her. Chapter 4. Meeting people websites. Approaching websites/introduction websites. alovelinks+.com/advice/any-woman-anywhere. alphaconfidence.com/approach. artofapproaching.com. askmen.com. catchhighmandkeyfim.com. charismaceinces.com. date-co.com/how_to_approach_women.htm. datingartist.com/approach-women.php. dating-class.com/dating/approach-women.shtml. dating-advice/approaching_women.htm. datingdynamics.com/approach-women-choice6.htm. datingheaven.net/articles/advice/approach_women. guygetsgirl.com. howtoflirt.biz. pick-up-woman.com. seduce-women.net. seductionmethod.com. seductionscience.com. the-approach.net. thetaoofdating.com. yourownwingman.com/how-to-get-a-date.php. Meet people websites. etiquettehell.com. findfriends4fun.com. girlschase.com/category/socializing. socialdining.org. imvu.com/groups, meet new people with the same interests. life123.com. lifehack.org. matchactivity.com, a site connecting people on the basis of interests. meetingland.com. meetme.com. meetup.com. socializing.meetup.com. sociallife.meetup.com. socialnetwork.com. startsocializing.com. succeedsoceoli.com. succeedsoceoli.com/meetpeople. zudango.com, connect with urban professionals either online or face-to-face at local venues.